Wreckless Driver might seem one of the ordinary episodes, but it actually has a lot of hidden messages for us to discover. And in this video, we'll be talking about these messages and also make theories about what could happen in the future episodes. Let's go! 1. The super villain and her powers. I need to confess that this is the best akumatized villain in terms of capturing the victims, because I laughed a lot once I saw Aglay being brought inside the car. Her capture sequence is equal parts sci-fi and slapstick. She doesn't chase victims on foot. The car does the hunting. When she targets someone, a flexible tether pops from the dash and a ringed clamp locks onto the person's helmet/headgear. Then, the victim is vacuumed inside the car, but the most dangerous part is her powers. It is very dangerous. She scans a person's phobia and then fixes it by deleting the fear response entirely. The result isn't bravery, it's recklessness. People become so carefree they put themselves in harm's way. Especially for Cat Noir, this could have resulted in a catastrophic way. Aglay has a phobia of butterflies, or at least, she's acting as if she had. So, on the screen, we're able to see that. For Cat Noir, as everyone can guess, it's revealing of his identity. So once the supervillain removed his fears, he's ready to reveal his identity to Ladybug. I also mentioned the fight scene inside the car. The way Ladybug and the supervillain was iconic. Also, the scenes with Polymoose were super cool. In one of the scenes, Cerise tried to shoot an anti-Kuma and Polymoose avoided it before hitting Ladybug.
Elle m'a guéri, c'est tellement chouette! Super, mais il faut la désacomatiser.
2. The connection of Aglay and Cerise. First, the butterfly phobia. On the surface, Aglay tells her therapist she's terrified of butterflies. We watch her clutch a little purple bottle, her pupils wide, breathing shallow, and then that sweeping greenhouse shot where butterflies circle her from every angle. If you take it at face value, it's textbook exposure to a trigger. But as a cover story, it's suspiciously on brand. Cerise is the butterfly wielder. Declaring a fear of butterflies would instantly disarm suspicion in anyone who thinks logically, no way she's Chrysalis, she can't even look at a butterfly. That's exactly why, from a narrative perspective, it's a clever mask. Second, timing. Aglay becomes the first person in focus after Cerise acquires the butterfly Miraculous, and she ends up as Lady Butterfly. That's a lot of butterfly theming concentrated on a single new face. If Aglay is Cerise, self-selecting into a butterfly-coded akumatized role lets her test how far she can push aesthetics, powers, and public sentiment without revealing the villain identity behind it. We also remember that Cerise has already shown she's willing to self-akumatize and play multiple parts when it serves a bigger plan. We saw these examples in the episodes Chameleon and Catalyst. Third, the suit mirroring. If you freeze on Lady Butterfly's look and compare it to the visual language of butterfly holders across the series, you'll spot some callbacks, mask shaping, antenna motifs, wing glyphs, and that glossy armor-like finish the franchise reserves for Miraculous-level users. It's not the rough, chaotic texture we get on random Akumas. It's polished, branded, and official. But of course, there are counterparts for the things that I just said. The panic we see is convincingly physical. Shaking, darting eyes, breath pattern, hard to fake consistently without tells. Also, if Aglay were Cerise volunteering for a public session, then getting put under a microscope by a villain who reads minds would be risky. Although these are very good points, I still think that Aglay is Cerise. It's not official, but I believe in my thoughts.
Elle m'a fait disparaître!
Et qu'est-ce que tu as ressenti, Aglay?
3. Adrien's therapy. Adrien's therapy is one of the most emotionally and important parts of the episode because it's beyond coping with the loss of his father. It's about trying to understand a version of reality that doesn't make sense to him. From Adrien's perspective, his relationship with his dad was distant, cold, and filled with emotional pressure. Yet now everyone praises Gabriel Agreste as the hero who saved Paris. Adrien doesn't know that his father was actually monarch, so this public narrative completely confuses him. He's left wondering, was he wrong about him all along? Did he misunderstand my own father? That's likely what pushes him toward therapy. Not just grief, but doubt. He wants to make sense of the contradiction between who his father was in private and how the world now sees him. Maybe he even asks his psychiatrist if it's possible that his memories or perception are distorted by pain. But as the sessions go on, he might begin realizing that the signs he remembers, the manipulation, the emotional distance, the control, weren't illusions. Therapy could become the space where Adrien begins to trust his own truth again, slowly recognizing that his instincts about his father's behavior were valid. That process might quietly bring him closer to the real story, the hidden truth that Ladybug already knows, and that's where things get complicated. Once Adrien eventually learns the truth, that his father was Monarch and that Ladybug kept it from him, it could shake both sides of his world. As Adrien, he'll feel betrayed that someone he loves and trusts hid something so personal. As Cat Noir, he'll struggle with the realization that Ladybug carried that secret while fighting beside him every day. That discovery would definitely redefine not only how he sees his father, but also how he sees her, the one person he thought he could always rely on. So, in the long run, therapy might serve as the quiet beginning of Adrien's awakening, the point where he starts questioning the lies surrounding his family, his legacy, and even his partnership. And I think this is the case for the future of the series.
Merci de m'avoir accompagné et de comprendre que j'ai besoin de parler au docteur psychiatre.
4. Adrien's identity being revealed consistently. Cat Noir's identity is in real danger all through Season 6, and Wreckless Driver makes that clear. Adrien keeps getting hit by the anti-Kuma. His powers falter, but he stays transformed, which leaves him stuck in the suit and easy to corner. In Mr. Agreste, the villain even gets hold of his ring before Ladybug fixes it. In Wreckless Driver, the ring is almost taken again. The show is repeating the same close call on purpose. First, the power is weakened, then the ring is exposed, then a hand almost pulls it off. The next step is obvious, right? And it's the reveal. Ladybug is the most likely. She is right beside him when the ring slips. If an Ultra Kuma freezes him again, or his power flickers at the worst moment, she may say CD transformation. Along with Ladybug, Cerise is the most likely to force a reveal. Her traps target the Miraculous directly. She pins hands, uses timed hits, and likes proof and spectacle. If she locks Cat Noir's wrist for even a second, she can pull the ring or show his face to the city. That fits her methods and her goal too, which is breaking the heroes in public. But she's not the only one on the list. There is Natalie and Nino too. Of course, Natalie does not know, and that is exactly why her path is different. She is the adult closest to Adrien's life. If she notices the pattern, sudden absences, similarities between Cat Noir and Adrien, and connects those moments to Cat Noir's close calls, she can confront the risk even without the name. In a crisis, she could step in after a near loss of the ring and demand clarity from Adrien to keep him safe. And then comes Nino. Nino does not know either. His path might be an accidental discovery. He is near Adrien at school and often present when chaos hits. If the ring slips in front of him, if Adrien says the wrong thing under pressure, or if a half-depowered moment gives away a tell, Nino can connect the dots on the spot. If that happens, I'm sure that he will shield Adrien and keep quiet. It becomes a friend saves friend moment, not a public exposure. And guys, these were all that I wanted to talk about the new episode. What do you think about it? Which part of the episode did you like most? Let me know in the comments. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video too. See you in the next one.